In this video, I'll go over the labor market statistics assignment. So this is a great opportunity for us to apply some of our stats learning from Chapter 3 while also doing some research on potential careers. The California Occupational Guides provides detailed information on California wages, job outlook, education, and licensing requirements for a variety of occupations. I wanted to introduce this to you so that you could research more about wages and prospects for a career that you're interested in, and then answer some questions. Note, if you don't live in California, pick a county you're curious about in case you might want to move there someday. So I've got the step-by-step instructions here, but I found perhaps seeing it visually through a video would be helpful. You'll first want to go to this web link here, and once you get to the page, click on the Show All to familiarize yourself with this resource. So here's the website, and the Show All button is right there. I'll go ahead and click that. So you can see what the guide entails, who uses it, some tips on exploring the guides, and some instructions if you're using any assistive technology. You'll go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see these pictures here of some workers. You'll want to click on the Launch the California Occupational Guide. Again, you'll want to review the overview, and then towards the bottom here are these arrows that will let you turn the page. So I'll go ahead and click the arrow to get to the next page. So officially, step 1, you're going to use the drop-down menu and click on the county that you're interested in. And then just scrolling down, I'm going to look for San Diego, for example, but you might be interested in Riverside or other part of California. So there's San Diego. You'll notice in parentheses, it also talks about what region it's part of. So, okay, there we go. And when you do that down below in the box, you'll see a reference list for the combined regions. So again, here's the southern border, which includes both Imperial and San Diego counties. Now, step 2 is you want to narrow your research. And so you'll want to type in a keyword that you're interested in. So I'll click right here. I mean, you can search through, but I find typing might be the easiest thing. So for instance, I'm going to type procurement. And as I typed procurement, a couple of options appears. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick procurement manager, for instance. And then you'll notice down below, there are some options for additional filters if you want to narrow them down further, or you can leave them at all. So just so you can see, you can narrow down by education, years of work experience, the job outlook, or even by the occupation group. You can also filter by the median hourly wage, the minimum or maximum. Now in step 3, you do have to pick an occupation to review. You can choose up to 3 at a time. So I'm just going to pick purchasing manager. And then when I click away, I can see that it has appeared down below. And if you see a plus box, that just means that you can push on that and it will expand so you can see a description of that job. So you can see though this box here will turn green that says, hey, you've done steps 1, 2, 3 correctly, and we're ready to show you a guide. So to take a look at the guide, if you look towards the top here where it says occupational detail, these are different tabs that will show you information about the occupations you've selected. So I'll go ahead and click at job market data. And here I can see the wages as well as projected openings. And then over here on the right, there'll be an explanation of how to understand the data. Hopefully this looks familiar. We've learned about percentiles, for instance, and median. Let's take a look at the next tab where it says entry requirements. Here it will talk about the general requirements such as work experience and education, on the job training or any licenses that might be required for the role. You'll also see a graph that breaks down the degree levels that are currently in the workforce. And then over here is more information about any licensing that might be included. And to the right of that is just some more information on how to understand the entry and licensing requirements. So just kind of an explanation on what you're looking at. And then I'll go ahead and click on the Occupation Profile tab. And here you'll want to review the job and worker characteristics and task statements. So the characteristics are the things that employers are looking for or are expected in these roles, abilities, knowledge, skills, and work activities, and they're ranked. And over here on the right are task statements on what the occupation you've selected does as part of their job. And then down here below is an explanation on what this page tells us. In the lower right-hand corner, it's easy to miss, but you can see there's like this little link icon. This will take you to the full occupation profile of that job. So I'll go ahead and click on this just so you can see it. And so here's the full profile. You can see the tasks, the skills, the work activities, experience requirements. Let's see, just scrolling down. Again, education, interests, work values, work styles. So this could be helpful to see if the job is a good fit with your own values and work styles. And then also here you've got the same details as before on the previous tabs, but it's kind of like all in one place. And it allow you to do a little bit more research and searching through some of the tools here. Now, what I do like about the full profile is towards the bottom, there's an option with related occupations. So you can check out other profiles of similar jobs. So back to the discussion board post, the questions really just ask about your process. So what was the keyword and title that you chose and why? And then from the profile, you'll share some information around the median or mean of the hourly wages, the projected demand and percent change. And then in the detailed report, take a look at those skills. Which do you believe our business statistics course addresses and why? Questions 4 and 5 is about what surprised you most about the profile and the numbers that you saw, and what information was most useful that you want to keep in mind and why. So hopefully you find this assignment useful and interesting. You're welcome to explore the tool more and other potential careers that you're curious about. If you have any questions, just let me know.